day at the Westwood Arena, and it could be the most important one of all, which could mean the opportunity to go into tomorrow's semifinal. Knockdown at center. As the Toros are playing North Toronto, picked up there by Perot. Nicholas Perot trying to get away from Baldwin into the zone. Lots there for Taylor. Taylor's shot hit a defenseman out of front. As Sabrizzi tries to dig it out of the corner. That was Taylor trying to get it out. Back there for Hannon, who fires it off the board. Number 55 picks it up, brings it into the zone, turns it over to Nicholas Perot out of the zone. It gets turned over at center to number 42. That's White who's going to turn it over at the blue line and gets dumped out. And the Toros turn it over there at the North Toronto blue line, up there for Osplin. Osplin looked for a shot, that didn't make it through, and it went over the stick of Kerr. Pass up at center for Sabrizzi, trying to get around. Diamond into the zone, 2-on-2 the other way. Opportunity to walk it out in front. Couldn't do it as Ruzler was sitting out in front of the net, waiting for the pass out in front of the goal. Late pass the other side. Here might come an opportunity for North Toronto to come back up the other way, but he gets pushed into the corner there by Davidson. Nice defensive play by James Davidson to push off the forward out in front, and gets cleared away, tapped in by Avram with a shot that gets stopped there by Galton. Drew Galton in goal here for the Toros, and it'll be Adby at the other end for North Toronto. As mentioned, this is a big game, especially for the Toros. A win, and it could mean that they're in for the semi-final. So it's just got to take care of their part of the deal. They can pick up a big W here against North Toronto, which could be a lot more easier than said and done, as North Toronto are 2-0 in this tournament so far, as they try and dig that puck out of the corner. That is Henry trying to dig it free, back there for Baldwin, trying to take a shot. There's the second shot on goal there for Galton that he'll hold on to. Draw coming off to the left of Drew Galton, and it'll get won by Connor Cole on the defensive end as they try and move it out there for Maddox. Maddox getting pressured on and behind the net, as it's going to be dug out of the corner, picked up by Connor Cole with a late pass, and it just was out of the reach. Tried to get kept in at the line, and it's going to get poked away by Aiden Howard out at center. Back the other way, over there for Hugginson. Hugginson puts the brakes on, throws it at the net. That shot by Hugginson got blocked. Kerr trying to walk it out of front. Kerr looking for somebody to give it to, fires it to the other side as North Toronto move it to the slot area, and a shot that just missed the top shelf on that shot. But it's all North Toronto out of front as they try to find Hugginson in the corner. As he tries to walk it out of front, he pushes him in behind the goal. When the net comes off the boring, so we're going to get a stoppage in play and another face-off in the Toros end. Big draw on the Toros end. It'll be Baldwin taking the draw versus Trent Taylor. Nothing as we just getting started here at the Westwood Arena, the big pad where the Toronto Patriots play, as that one goes up and offside. Another draw just inside the line. Here comes Hannon. Jack Hannon looking for the big opportunity here for the Toros. In! Stop there with the right pad of Adby. Adby came right across and made the right pad stop, but the Toros are still in there. Perot trying to go back to the line. He spins away from the check, takes it in behind the goal. Leg back there to the line for Sear. Connor Sear slap shot. That doesn't make it through to the net. Perot is on that loose puck as the Toros put on their first little bit of pressure in the game. Perot trying to dig it out of the corner. Went off his stick, and North Toronto get the opportunity to clear. Can't do it. They put it right under the tape of Nicholas Perot, who tied things up yesterday in the big tie against Humber Valley. Shot. That's the left pad stop there from Adby as he kicked out the left pad to make that stop. And they try and move it in there for Perot. Walking it out there is Taylor in the corner. As he goes back to the line, opportunity to shoot it there with Hannon. Jack Hannon over there for Perot. Another big opportunity for Perot, throwing it at the net. And it got knocked down by his own player, Taylor. Throwing it out for Hannon with a shot. And a right pad stop there from Adby again. And the Toros are relentless right now with their offense. Tipped out in front. That goes wide of the net and in behind the goal as they try and go back to the line. That's going back there for Sear as he's going to fire it in behind the North Toronto net. And it'll be Hannon getting the loose puck in behind the goal. Sabrizzi putting pressure on there in the corner. Couldn't go with the puck though. And North Toronto get the opportunity to clear. And they dump it down the ice. 7:35 left to go here in period number 1 of a scoreless of a scoreless draw here between the minor Pee Wee AA Toros and North Toronto. The last round robin game for both teams, as that pass went out of the reach. Back up the other way they come and over the blue line with a drop pass over the stick of number 20. Trying to find the loose puck again, throws it at the net. Menko knocks that down and dumps it out. There's Abram on the loose puck, turning it over to Cameron Ryan. Cameron Ryan tries to get around Kerr for an opportunity. He'll dump it into the corner. Kerr rings it around the boards. Davidson's going to be there on the other side, trying to get a shot through. And he scores! James Davidson, the shot that had eyes from the line, makes it through, and the Toros have a 1-0 lead. That shot from the line by Davidson may have taken Adby by surprise, and it went right through his legs. And the Toros, that is the Toros' first lead of this tournament, as they had a 0-0 game and they had to come from behind to tie Humber Valley last game. Back in their own zone he goes, trying to corral that back in his own end. So James Davidson picks up his first of the tournament to pick up the 1-0 lead for the Toros. Trying to walk it out of front. Big opportunity. That's going back to the line for Menko. Menko's going back down low as they try and walk it out of front. Opportunity for Jackman. Shot high and wide from the slot area. Trying to bank it in from the side of the net. The Toros are taking all that momentum for the first goal and running with it. Jackman out of front with a shot. And that hit a defenseman out of front and rolled to the goal. And it finally gets cleared out past Menko. Down the ice. Menko to the other side for Davidson. James Davidson coming into the zone. Trying to get around the check of number 4. Howard digging it free there for Connor Cole. Cole taking it to the net with a shot. And that one's going to get stopped by Adby and held on for a face-off. Connor Cole takes the offensive draw just off to the right of Adby. That shot got tipped wide of the goal. Opportunity to try and find a lane to get it out of there. Jackman's trying to keep it in at the line. Logan Jackman and Connor Cole right there trying to keep the pressure on. Aiden Howard's shot doesn't make it through. Back to the line for Hazelton, a slap shot. That gets tipped wide as North Toronto try and find the loose puck and get it out of the zone. It's all Toros right now. And remember that first little bit of pressure when North Toronto had it? And I don't think they've had a shot since they had all that pressure, because the ice has been tilted in the North Toronto end since that point. And the Toros have been rewarded with it, with the only goal so far, with the goal by Davidson. Taking it back in his own end with a lead pass up there, as Cole couldn't go with it. Picked up there into the zone. Here comes Kerr into the zone with a shot, and he scores! Kerr with a shot that hit the defenseman out of front and changed direction through the legs of Dalton to tie things up at 1. So North Toronto have answered the early goal by Davidson. We're tied here at 1. Trying to come into the zone with a shot, dropping it for Fisher. Fisher hopped over his stick, coming back the other way they come. 3-on-2. That's Ford's leading the rush there with Perot and Hannon. Nicholas Perot trying to take it wide with a couple of moves back to the line for Sear. And he kept it in just barely. Taylor moves it to the other side as Fisher was down on the ice. Now he's back up there at the opportunity to clear now. And they can't do it as Ford was able to hold the blue line. Dumps it behind the net. Under 5 minutes left to go here in period number 1 of a 1-1 tie. We have a North Toronto player down in his own end, and we're going to get the whistle for the injury timeout. Face off to the left of the goal behind the net, using the glass to dump it out. And number 4 will dump it right back into Galton, who makes a stop. Steers it aside there for Sear, trying to find a lane to get it out with Cameron Ryan. As he moves it over there for Ford, trying to find a lane to get it up. And he finds that lane with Rusler. Taken off his stick there by Kerr. He's tied things up here for North Toronto in the first period. Late pass for Sabrizi out of his reach as White goes back to the other side. That's going to get picked off there by the Toros and dumped back into the zone. Sear's got to try and hurry. He's got Hugginson on him. Gets around Hugginson, moves it to the other side, and here comes Sabrizi on the loose puck. He's got some speed, trying to use it versus the defenseman. Gets taken off his feet. It's still in there though. Kevin Ryan tries to get to the puck, and it gets tipped out. Parker Rusler with a nice defensive play. Keeps it in at the blue line and keeps the offensive pressure on with 3:10 left to go here in the first period. Thrown at the net. That's going to go wide of the goal. And the Toros Rusler takes his man in behind the goal. That's going to go all the way down, and not enough for, it is going to be an icing call coming back into the North Toronto end. It's coming out to the right of Adby, and the opportunity to try and win it. That gets won there by the Toros, throwing it at the front there for Jackman. It was out of his reach. And back the other way they come. Diamond stripped off the puck by Aiden Howard, and then that was Jackman with a nice slapper. Diamond had to get out of the way of that one as they're going into the corner. Throwing it out of front there for Davidson. Tried to set up Howard with a shot. That doesn't make it through. Howard again, a shot. That doesn't make it through to the net. But Aiden Howard creating some controversy out of front for Jackman with a shot. Stopped there by Adby from the side of the goal. Toros looking to get their lead back as Menko's going to try and pinch in at the corner. Back down low, and it's going to get swept out past Jackman down the ice. Davidson got some time back there as North Toronto were going off on a line change. Picked off at center. Coming up into the zone was Ospelum, and he lost the puck. Lead pass. Aiden Howard trying to get in. Taken off his feet. And it goes behind the net there for Jackman trying to get to the loose puck with Connor Cole. Connor Cole took his man out behind the goal as they try and dig it free there with Cole throwing it at the net. And North Toronto picked that off and lead it back up the other way, up third center. And he's going to lose the puck. One too many dangles on that last angle. Rolled off his stick, and Kerr touched the puck in offside. A draw coming out just inside the blue line as it tries to get one there by Baldwin, and he does. Hugginson going for a shot. Right pad stopped there from Galton. That right pad came out quick to stop the shot from Hugginson, and Williams tried to keep it in at the line. Not going to happen. Here comes Toros back the other way. Taylor is going to chip it off the boards. And North Toronto have it in their own end. Williams stripped of the puck, throwing it out of front, out of the reach of Hannon. Perot trying to get to it. Back to the line for Hazelton. Jack Hazelton dumps it into the corner, but it went right onto the Toronto stick and back up the other way. Leading it into the zone comes Hugginson. Hugginson is shot. He got all he wanted to on it, and it went off the glove there of Drew Galton. Knocked down by Hugginson again. He's going to backhand it into the corner. Around the boards, Williams is going to try and keep it in. There's a collision there, and Toros come back the other way. Taylor to Jack Hannon. Last minute of play here in the first period. We have under 40 seconds left. Hannon looking at it front for Taylor. That gets broken up there, and they come back up the other way. Stepped out the puck, and he's coming to the goal, trying to throw it at the front. As Sabrizi tried for a shot. Stopped it by Adby. Rebound in front for Hannon. He couldn't chip it in from the side, and then Hannon was taken off his feet. And that's going to be the first penalty of the game. It'll be a Toros power play when we come back. A draw coming off to the left of the goal. It's going to be Cameron Ryan that's taking that draw off to the left of Adby. Once Cameron Ryan takes his draw. Got to figure some stuff out at the benches before we drop the puck to end period number one. And it's a big defensive win there by North Toronto, and they try and get it out. It's not going to work. Cameron Ryan with a smart play knocked it down. This one though gets hammered down the ice as it goes into the corner. 5 seconds left as Fisher tries to be the first one into the corner, as Sear is going to pin Fisher there in behind the net and leave him there, and that'll do it for period number one. James Davidson opened up the scoring for the Toros before Kerr had the answer right after to tie things up at 1, and that's where we stand to go to the second period. to start period number 2 of an entertaining game so far. It was North Toronto that had the first little bit of pressure of the game, but then once the Toros got their legs under them, they really started with the pressure and opened up the scoring. That goes behind the net, where Shear's going to drop it in behind the goal. That'll be Gage Ford trying to get it out from behind the net. He's going to get stripped of the puck though. Short-ended opportunity for Kerr with a shot. Stopped there by Galton right in close. And Kerr's not going to get a better opportunity right there than to have his second of the game. Turned it over at center for Sabrizi. Sabrizi coming into the zone, stripped off his stick. Rusler trying to dig it free for Cameron Ryan. A shot. Blocker stop there from Adby. Throwing it out front. Over the stick there, Jackman. Or Rusler, sorry. There's Sabrizi in the corner. Back to the line for Ford. Gage Ford winds up with a shot. Tipped out of front. Just wide there by Cameron Ryan. Cameron Ryan, a turnaround shot. Stopped there by Adby again. And it's more towards pressure on this power play as they try and convert and take their lead back with 53 seconds left to go on the power play. Connor Cole's going to take the big offensive draw here off to the left of Adby. And he wins it. Back for Jackman, who dishes it off for Davidson. Return pass for Jackman, throwing it at the net. And the opportunity for Connor Cole and Jackman to move it around. Davidson winding up with a shot. Stopped it by Adby. And there's no rebound out in front of the net. Another big offensive win. Menko pinches in, but it gets swept away from him. Davidson was able to regroup and bail him out. Turned over again. Fisher will dump it the rest of the ice. That was trying to take it in behind the goal. 20 seconds left on their power play as they started from their own end. Here comes Connor Cole at center. In over the blue line, trying to get around Budgets. And the opportunity for Connor Cole, throwing it in front. Wraparound scores! Connor Cole on a wraparound. It's a power play goal. And there was still 6 seconds left on it. A smart play by Connor Cole to go around to the left side, and he stuffed it past Adby. And the Toros have their lead back at 2-1. Nice goal there by Connor Cole on the wraparound. He beat Adby to the left post. Over there for Hazelton. Hazelton chipping it up at center, trying to get into the zone. Jack Hazelton rings it around the boards, back in behind the net where White will take it. Tries for a chip pass for Budgets. The opportunity to move it to the other side. Henry with a nice pass, getting it up there for Kerr. Kerr's on his own now, and he ran out of real estate, comes around the other side. Stopped there by Galton with a right pad save. As Kerr tried the same move as Connor Cole, he tried to wrap around, and Galton had the answer to make the stop. Trying to sweep it out, and Perot keeps it in. Nicholas Perot a shot, stopped there by Adby. Right in close as he stopped that shot from Perot. Kerr on the loose puck will bounce it down the ice. And he will see if it has enough mustard. It won't go for an icing call. It goes behind the net. Lead pass. Here comes Perot picking it up at center. As North Toronto went off on a line change, Perot with some nice moves gets it for Hannon. Trying to get the shot away, but he's got guarded there by 2 players. Ospelum can't get it out. Turning around with Perot with a shot. Easy glove hand stop there for Adby. And they'll freeze it for another draw in the North Toronto end. Big draw off to the right of the North Toronto goal. Other side there for Rusler as he tries to dig it out of the corner. Parker Rusler and Cameron Ryan trying to start something here. Stepped off the stick and kept in there by Sear with a nice play as he lunged to keep it in at the blue line. But here comes Ospelum into the zone. Ospelum trying to put the brakes on. Ospelum spins away now, throws it at the net. That's going to go to the other side for Williams at the blue line. Williams is going to use the boards, but the Toros will get the opportunity to clear, and they dump it down the ice. They'll take an icing call as it goes down the ice and in behind the North Toronto net. So it'll be another draw coming off into the Toros end. And it'll be off to the right of Drew Galton. Looks like Connor Cole's going to take the defensive draw here for the Toros versus Kerr. And Connor Cole wins that defensive draw, but Kerr is the first one on the puck though. Kerr out of front, shot, back off, blocked out of front, kept in by Budget. Budget's back down low as they try and move it around. Kerr spinning away from the check of Menko. Kerr throws it out of front, nobody there. Kept in by Williams at the line, and his shot goes wide of the net. as the Toros are on their heels now. Budget will put it into the corner and behind the net as Kerr tries to get to the loose puck with Jackman. Jackman can't chip it out past Williams, but Williams' shot doesn't make it through. Nice play there by Connor Cole to block Williams' shot and chip it out. First one in behind the goal is Thomas Menko. Ringing it around there for Eden Howard, trying to find a lane to get it out, and Bedjic will put it back in, but it's offside on No Toronto, so we'll get another draw. Looks like right here in front of us in the neutral zone. Toros are up 2-1. It was a 1-1 after first period when James Davidson opened up the scoring, and then Kerr answered for North Toronto, but it's Connor Cole who has the lone goal here in the second period as the power play was just winding down. Osplin going into the corner, trying to chip it into the zone, and behind the net goes Davidson. Davidson will lose the puck at center. There's a shot from the line there from number 14, back the other way. Connor Cole and Taylor coming up there. Taylor taking the pass, shot, stop there with a right pass. Another rebound in front. Taylor trying to dig that loose puck, and Addy somehow kept it out. There was a loose puck in front. Looks like it might have been a quick whistle by the referee, but that happened. That happened to the Toros yesterday when it was 3-3 against Humber Valley. It looked like they had the game-winning goal, but it was a quick whistle. And off to the right comes a face-off for Trent Taylor, trying to win that offensive draw, and he does smartly. Back to the line for Hazelton. Taylor on the backhand shot, trying to throw it at the front. Trent Taylor still trying to bang away at it. It doesn't make it to the net. And then Taylor gets taken off his feet in behind the goal. Some nice moves there by Cole as he moves it to the other side. There's Fisher trying to get it out, but he lost his footing. That could be costly. Perot shot. Right pass stop there from Adby. And Hannon tries to dig it out of the corner against Cole. And Perot is looking to find somebody out in front. Nicholas Perot with some nice moves goes behind the net. And he tries to find somebody in a blue jersey to give it to. And he'll spin away from the check in the corner. Finally, it turned over to North Toronto, and they'll just tip it out at center. The pass went way too far over the stick of Asplin, and it's going to be offside as Cole's going to touch it up. It's actually going to be a penalty coming up here to North Toronto, so the Toros already clicked on their power play once. Let's see if they can find that magic again and get their insurance goal they're looking for. Gage Ford has it in his own end. Back to the line for Sear, as that late pass is going to find Parker Rusler trying to get away from Bedjic, and that's offside as Sabrizi was in way ahead of the play. A draw just inside the line, getting one there by North Toronto with a late pass for Kerr. Kerr trying to get around the check of Gage Ford, and Ford held him up, pushed him away into the corner. Now Gage Ford tried to push him off the puck, and Ford is going to get a penalty for that hit in the corner on Kerr. So we'll play some 4-on-4 hockey, at least for 131, and it gets won there by Toros in their own end. Trying to tip that puck out of the zone. Shot from the line, that doesn't make it through. Trying for the spin around shot out of front. Couldn't get it through to the net. Nice block out of front, and then they tied up the stick out in front of the goal to make sure nobody could sweep in that rebound. Bedjic to the other side for White. White takes it into the zone now, and Cameron Ryan is able to knock him off the puck. Bedjic is back in his own end to the other side there as Kerr is off his stick. Bedjic again comes in, taken down there by Cameron Ryan, and this one's going to be another penalty coming up here to the Toros on that hit at the blue line. It's a 4-minute penalty going to Cameron Ryan, and you can say all you want about that. The final decision goes to the referee, whether it was wrong or not. Lead pass up through center. Hugginson coming into the zone. Comes in over the blue line. Hugginson. There's Williams from the line. trying to backhand it to the other side as North Toronto work on their power play. Shot gets caught there by Galton. A draw off to the right of the goal. One there by North Toronto as they try and get a shot through. It doesn't make it through with a nice defensive play by Jack Hazelton blocking it. Kept in at the line by Begich. Begich goes to the other side, trying from the slot area shot. Stopped there by Galton. Rebound out of front. Gets fired wide. Throwing it at the goal now. Steered aside by Galton. He's trying to find the loose puck, and he will. Find it in his glove and hold on for another draw. The Toros are just trying to salvage themselves now. Trying to kill off the 4-minute penalty to Cameron Ryan. Right now it is a 4-on-3 because of the other penalties that are taking place. Once those penalties are over, it will be a 5-on-4 power play. And Connor Cole will dump it down the ice, past the defender, and all the way down into the corner. There's Begich starting it out of his own end. Begich with a late pass coming into the zone. Begich gets forced wide, takes it behind the goal. Begich back to the line again. Over there for Kerr as he tries to wind up. Kerr shot, tipped at a front wide, high stick, and it is going to get touched up by North Toronto and come all the way back into their end on the high stick out in front of the goal. It'll only be a face-off just outside the Toros blue line now. 2 seconds left on the two-man advantage, and then it'll be a power play for 2:41 as the Cameron Ryan penalty finishes up. Onto the ice comes Gage Ford, taking the pass right out of the penalty box. Perfect timing for the Toros, throwing it out of front just over the stick. The opportunity to clear it now comes Averin with a lead pass. Coming in is Hugginson. It was hit off his stick. Picked up at center by Gage Ford, who dumps it down the ice. And that'll go back into the North Toronto end as they try and regroup it from their own end. Late pass was out of the reach there of Averin. Averin coming into the center. Averin with a nice pass to the other side as Diamond tries to take a shot from the face-off circle, and he tried to throw Averin out of front, and Sabrina tried to tip it out, can't get it past William at the line. Nice play by Williams to hold the blue line. As he tries to set it up, throws it at the goal as Averin tries for the tip. It went wide. Diamond trying to walk it out of front, down low for Averin. Averin taking off his stick as it'll try to get kept in there and go back to the line for White. White taking a shot, stopped there by Galton. Rebound out in front, hopped over the stick of Averin, and he tries to find the loose puck. Averin again taking off his feet, and the Toros trying to clear it out. Can't get it past Williams, but they will now with Sabrizi. Sabrizi with a nice move, backhand it, but Taylor was in his way. Taylor will do the rest, dumping it down off White. 1:10 left to go here in the power play, and that goes down the ice. That'll do the Toros a huge favor as it comes back into the North Toronto end for a face-off. As the Toros are doing everything in their power and trying to block everything that goes to the net, trying to kill off this 4-minute penalty to Cameron Ryan. It'll be a draw off to the left of Adby and turned over there to Parker Risler, hopped over his stick and back up the other way they come as it's led by Kerr trying to get around Sear, spins away from the check. Kerr finally loses it and it's dumped down the ice. Begich has got to go back in his own end to retrieve it, and it's going to go for a tripping call, and it's going to go to North Toronto. So we'll play 4-on-4 hockey, and then the Toros might get a 15-second power play, I believe, if that's the timing on that. It'll be a power play for 1:15. I apologize. Once the power play for Cameron Ryan's over, it'll be a power play for 1:15 for the Toros. Gage Ford back in his own end, rings it around the boards. Tapped in there by Williams at the line. But the Toros are able to pick it off and use the boards to dump it out, trying to get around White. The opportunity to come in now is Hugginson. Hugginson lost the puck. Connor Cole at center, trying to get around White for the opportunity, and it's going to be an interference call coming up here to, it's going to go to White on interference. So the Toros in 15 seconds are going to get a 2-man advantage as it's going to be White that's going to the box. So it'll be a two-man advantage for 1:15 once Cameron Ryan comes out of the penalty box. Connor Cole. These are the chances that the Toros are going to have to take advantage of if they want to win these kind of games. Ethan Maddox back to the line there for Hazelton. Winds up with a shot. Stopped there with a left pad of Adby. And North Toronto find a lane to dump it out. Penalty to Cameron Ryan's over. The two-man advantage now comes into play. Lead pass for Jackman. Jackman fell down. Connor Cole bails him out. Picks up the loose puck. Cole at the net. Tipped wide there by Cameron Ryan. Cameron Ryan and Connor Cole digging it out of the corner as they're trying to fight one North Toronto defender just trying to get on the puck. Connor Cole dropped it for Jackman. Shot. Stopped there by Adby, who takes it in the crest area and holds on for another draw. 50 seconds left to go here on the power in the second period. Shot going wide of the net. Aiden Howard stripped off the puck there by Bedjic. Bedjic the other way at center. And Bedjic will put it into the Toros end behind the goal as Hazelton will come up at center. Here comes Jack Hazelton with Jackman and Aiden Howard into the zone. Hazelton with a nice move to start this rush. Jack Hazelton, around shot, stopped out of front. Still rebounds laying there in the crease area. And they try and dig it free and North Toronto will dump it down. Maddox is able to block that shot and dump it back in. Steered aside easily by Adby. We have 5 seconds left. North Toronto are just going to dump it down. The only goal scorer in period number 2 is going to belong to Connor Cole on the wraparound power play goal. So the Toros get to take a lead 2-1 to go to the third period. Start period number 3, the second penalty that happened in the third period on that two-man advantage to White has 27 seconds left on it. Rolling into the third period as Perreault tries to dig that opening face-off off the stick of number 10, Hugginson, who's going to jump it into the zone. Perreault trying to get away from Hugginson, turns it over there to Bedjic, who dumps it down the ice. Nice play by Bedjic to put it into the corner. Menko got to take it behind his own net, ring it around the boards there for Perreault. Perreault kept in there by Hugginson. Hugginson trying to shoot it there from the face-off circle. Stick save there by Galton. Hugginson's going to be the first one into the corner. Power plays over. Toros could not connect on the two-man advantage, but they had their chances. Just couldn't get that one to Barry. Turned over there to Hannon. Jack Hannon will pick it up at center and lead it into the zone with Perreault as he comes in over the blue line. One defender to beat. Jack Hannon in. Score! Hey, score! Jack Hannon was able to put it past Adby. It was a matter of inches that just made it over the goal line. And there's the insurance goal the Toros were looking for to make it 3-1. A nice move there by Hannon. And the Toros can now enjoy a big lead at 3-1. This is the first lead they've had in the tournament. And it's still 2-1. They take it away from them again. How many times are the Toros going to have disallowed goals against them? Another bad break that goes against the Toros as they had the 3-1 lead taken away from them. Trying to ring it around the boards. Toros have got to regroup from the bad call by the referee as that's in behind the net. Taylor throwing it out front. Left pad stop there from Adby. Trying to get it behind the goal with Taylor and dig it free out of the zone. Trent Taylor trying to dig it out, throwing it out in front of the goal, and now it'll be chipped out at center. Toros knock it down with hand and throwing it at the net. And a shot. Scores! You're not taking that one away from Nicholas Perot, who snapped it over the glove hand of Adby to make it 3-1. Nicholas Perot with the perfect shot right over the glove hand of Adby, and the referee can do all he wants that time. He had to point in the goal that time, and it's 3-1. Ford turns it over at center. And there's an opportunity to get it into the zone. Dumped in behind the net goes Ford. Rusler trying to get to the loose puck in the corner as he tries to move it out. Tapped in at the line there as he fires it into the corner. Ford is going to take it back in his own end as he rings it around there for Zabrizi, trying to find a lane and get it past Abram in the corner, and the opportunity to move it up is going to get taken off the stick there by Bejic, who turns it over at center. They try and get around White with Zabrizi. Zabrizi gets into the zone, dumps it in, stopped there with the right pad of Adby, kicks it behind the net as they try and dig it out of the corner with Zabrizi and Cameron Ryan. So it's 2 big goals by Perot here in the tournament now. He tied up last night's game as said, and he's given the Toros the insurance they were looking for right here. Here's Fisher at center, dumping it in, right in behind the net. Ethan Maddox will tip it off the boards there for Hazelton, trying to find a lane to get it out, and Aiden Howard couldn't get it out of the zone. Up there for Howard again. Aiden Howard trying to go with it, is going to dump it right onto the tape of Williams with a pass as Cameron Ryan took Fisher into the boards. North Toronto take it in from center and dumped into the zone by Cole back in behind the Toros net. As he tries to find a lane, that hit Hazelton on the clearing attempt by Maddox. Cole couldn't keep it in at the line as Williams tries to get to the loose puck. Connor Cole will get to it and get around Williams, go into the corner. Connor Cole looking for Aiden Howard out in front of the net. Spins away from the other side. Connor Cole to Aiden Howard, walking out, shot, stopped there by Adby, and he holds on to the rebound. Draw off to the left of Adby as Jackman tries to dig it out of the corner as the opportunity to come back the other way. Late pass over to the other side. Coming up there is Abram in over the blue line. Abram taking a shot, caught there by Galton, who hangs on to it. Face off coming off to the left, getting one there by North Toronto as Jackman tries to beat White to the puck. Jackman got blocked up by White though, still created the turnover right in front. Aiden Howard tried for the shot and he pushes the defender back in behind the net as they try and get it free out of the corner. And back behind the goal goes Bejic, who's going to take it behind the net. Bejic pressured on there by Jackman, who took him off his feet. And they try and keep it in, backhanded up through center. And the opportunity to go now is Ospelin. And a nice pass there by Ospelin to get it through with a shot. Right pad stopped there by Galton. As again he kicked out the right pad and showed some fast reflexes to kick it aside. Hugginson a shot, stopped there by Galton. And a rebound for Kerr at the front. He can't sweep it in as he wasn't able to get a shot at it. As Galton was able to corral his own rebound out of front on the shot from Hugginson. He'll just take it in the test area, and another draw will take place off to the right of the goal. There's Williams trying to shoot it from the line, taken off his stick by Perot. He's got the only goal in the third period. Tipped at the net, stopped there by Adby. Rebound out of front, gets swept wide. Toros go for another one out of front, and they score! Tipped in from the side of the net. Again, that's Nicholas Perot. And again, it's going to get taken away from him at the side of the net. I don't know what the call will be on this one. Maybe goaltender interference. I'm not sure. But it's another goal that's going to get taken off the board there for the Toros. So that brings the no-goal count to 3 in the tournament. Up there for Hannon, trying to turn it over into the zone.
Does anyone know what happened there?
And back into the zone they go with Sear. He'll take it behind the net. Thoreau took his man off his feet. Throwing it to the net. Connor Sear on the loose puck on it and trying to dump it into the zone. Uses the boards and dumps it down smartly into the North Toronto end. End of the zone with a shot. His hand and stopped there by Arby. He'll take it for a face-off. 6:14 left to go here in period number 3, as it'll be a draw up to the right of the North Toronto goal. Getting one there by North Toronto. There's Abram coming up at center. Abram with a nice chip, took his man off his feet, and that'll be a North Toronto penalty. It's going to be an interference call coming up. And it's going to go to the Toros. My apologies, I thought that was going to Abram of North Toronto, but it's going to go to Hazelton, so it's going to be a North Toronto penalty power play coming up. And a draw just inside the blue line. The face-off just inside the line. Cameron Ryan dropped it from Menko, trying to tip it out, and he will dump it down the ice. Baldwin's got to go back in his own end to pick it up from the face-off circle and find a lane. Knocked down at center by Menko, who chips it back into the corner. Here's Begic in his own end. Begic coming into the zone as he makes it to the zone. Begic takes it beyond the net where he's met by James Davidson. Davidson's holding off Begic as they try the wraparound out of front. Stopped it by Galton, and he's going to find the loose puck in the goal crease for another face-off. Face-off. Getting one there by the Toros forward, trying to chip it out. Can't do it. Back to the line they go for Begic. Begic over there for Baldwin. Baldwin going for the shot. Fanned on it, and Sabrizi gets the opportunity to clear. And he'll dump it down the ice. Back goes Begic to get the puck. Begic stepped out the puck behind the goal, but now he'll pick it up. Begic with a lead pass broken up there by Cameron Ryan. Back up the other way, 2-on-2 rush led by Fisher. Sorry, by Kerr. Kerr taking it to the net. Kerr lost his footing behind the goal as he lost an edge in behind the net. And then Connor Sear takes him down. Taylor trying to dig it free. Smallest player out there on the ice, and he's in there digging on the loose puck. And it's an injured player and an injured toe on the hit out of front. It's a 2-minute penalty, but it looks like he got ejected as he left the ice, so Usplin is done for the game. Gage Ford takes it beyond the net. Tries to get around Hugginson as he leads it into the zone. Gage Ford starts it from his own end. Wearing that captain on his jersey, comes in, takes it to the net forward, and he throws it wide of the goal. Nice end-to-end rush there by Gage Ford, but it just gets fired wide of the net. And the opportunity to get away from Cole off his feet. Back to the line for Ford again. He'll try it from his favorite spot, and that shot got blocked by Hugginson. Hugginson all over Gage Ford. And now it'll be a Toros power play. Hugginson trying to get to the loose puck over there. Hugginson over there for Baldwin. Baldwin can't shoot it. Toros back up the other way with Jack Hazelton into the zone. Hazelton has some teammates coming up there with him with Taylor and Rizzler, and he takes it into the corner. They try and throw it out of front. Here comes the opportunity for Rizzler to shoot it. Missed target, wide of the net. Trent Taylor will pick up the loose puck in behind the goal. Taylor trying to walk it out of front for an opportunity. Couldn't do it. Rizzler turns around, and the shot got blocked out of front. Dumping it down the ice. Got to throw off some more time on this Toros power play. Back behind the net goes Davidson to retrieve it. And James Davidson tries to lead it out of his own end with the pass for Connor Cole. Right onto the tip of Jackman on the other side. Jackman trying to outmuscle his man to the net. Throwing it there, and the defenseman almost put it in his own net. But luckily for him, he swept it wide of the goal. Up there for Abram. Abram into the zone, taking a shot. Caught there by Galton. Be an offensive draw here. Right where North Toronto wants to be. Henry takes it, and Jackman will go with the loose puck. Stripped off his stick. There's Henry in the corner, chipping it deep into the Toros end and behind the net. Aiden Howard trying to tip it out. Can't get it past Bedgetts at the line. Nice play there by Bedgetts, but the Toros get the loose puck. Tipped away there, and Aiden Howard and Jackman tried to collide there at center. Getting it up there again for Jackman. He'll dump it down the ice. Under 2:25 left to go here. Toros are up by a 3-1 margin. But they've also got 2 disallowed goals here in the game. That's in behind the net. Bedgetts will move it up through center. Kept in by Hazelton at the line. The shot doesn't make it through to the goal. In there comes Jackman. Logan Jackman, backhand shot. Stopped there by Adby. And he'll corral that loose puck at his front. That little backhand. He couldn't corral it at first, but he was able to be aware enough to help hop on it for another face-off in the Toros end. In the North Toronto end, my apologies. That'll be Taylor taking the draw off to the right of the goal. Toros trying to finish this game on a high and go into tomorrow with some confidence. And Hannon and Taylor trying to dig that puck out of the corner. Jack Hannon along with Taylor as he tries to get away from the check. And that's Baldwin who knocked his man down and behind the net. And there's probably some stuff you can't see on this video because the heater's in the way, but we got as good as we got. As long as we got the most entertaining parts, that's all that matters in the end. And here comes Wiggler throwing at the net. Stopped by Galton as Baldwin tried to go to the 5-hole, and Drew Galton shut up that 5-hole and put a no vacancy sign there for the time being. It'll be a draw off to the right of the goal. Baldwin will take the draw. It's an empty net now as Adby's gone to the bench for the extra attacker. Connor Shear back in behind the net. Trying to bang it in from the side there was number 20, Fisher, but Dalton was able to stay aware and make that stop. Toros just got to dump it down now. They got an empty net to shoot at. Taylor stripped off his stick by Fisher as it goes into the corner. Perot trying to chip it up there for Hannon. Hannon got taken off his feet there by Bedgetts. There's Baldwin on the loose puck. Perot's on him along with Taylor. Taylor's just trying to keep at that puck. There's Baldwin into the zone. He's not getting around forward. It's in behind the net there for Abram. Henry trying to get away in the corner. Taking off his feet. And it's a battle there in the corner. Everybody is a dog pile on that loose puck. And we get a whistle by the referee for another face-off with 37 seconds left to go. A face-off just off to the left of the goal. And it'll be Cameron Ryan taking it versus Abram. Won there by Cameron Ryan with a nice defensive win on the draw. Over there for Sabrizi trying to get the lane and dig it out. Getting some help there with Davidson as they try and dig that puck free in the corner. It's every man for himself in there in that corner. And nobody could dig that one loose puck out, so we'll get another draw with 24 seconds left. Off to the right of Dalton, and it'll be Baldwin versus Cameron Ryan. Cameron Ryan wins another defensive draw. Abram trying to get to the loose puck. Baldwin throws it at the net. Goes off the skate there of Diamond and tried to find the loose puck. Taken away at it was Abram out of front, but he couldn't get rewarded on a loose puck as Drew Galton was able to pounce on it for another draw. This has been the longest last minute ever as the Toros just try and end this. That goes behind the net. Menko tries to get the lane and fire it around. Kept in there by Williams. Williams to Baldwin at the line, and he'll find Barrett. That's going to do it for the game, and the Toros are going to go undefeated in the round robin play with 2 ties and a win. That should put them in the semifinal tomorrow, and who they're going to play, that is still to be announced. But a great tournament here by the Toros so far, and a lot more confidence maybe going into the regular season. They have definitely put the Guelph tournament in behind them, as they could be Sunday bound, as the minor Pee Wee AA Toros came up with a big 3-1 victory over North Toronto. I'm the voice of MJ Broadcasting, Mike Jackman. Semi-final Sunday getting ready to kick off at the Westwood Arena between the minor Pee Wee AA Toros and the London Knights. Battle to the club's lead pass up through center. Taken down there by Taylor, who was dunking into the zone. Thompson will get it up there into the zone as he tries to get down the center. Black will move it to the other side as they try and dump it in there. Toros went undefeated during the round robin with 2 ties and then knocking off North Toronto 3-1, which has got them in this point. And now they've got to try and have one more task in front of them to knock off London, who had a win and 2 ties in the tournament. A loss and a win and a tie for London. The 3-way tie actually for first place between London, Mississauga, and the Toros. And London started up through center. That's a pass that's out of the reach of Arnold here in front of us. Picked up there by Gage Ford, who's going back to the line for Sear. Sear trying to get it out of the zone. Knocked down by London, trying to get it to the net. No shots on goal yet in the game. Sear moving it up through center for Jackman. Logan Jackman up into the zone. Trying to come in there. He's going to get double teamed into the corner. Taken off his feet, it goes in behind the goal. As they try and ring it around, that's going to get knocked down by Hazelton in his own end. Jack Hazelton from center, and that's Aiden Howard chipped off his stick. So the other semi-final is going to feature the North Toronto and Mississauga. The winner of both will play at, I believe, 2:15 for the final. Connor Cole with the shot. First shot on goal is stopped there by Roth, or Spain, sorry, and he holds on to it. Draw coming off to the London goal. It'll be Cameron Ryan taking the draw, and he wins it. Trying to turn around with Rusler. He couldn't throw it to the net as it got blocked by the defenseman out in front of the goal. And they come back up the other way with a lead pass. Chipping that one aside there was Simpson. He lost the puck there to Hazelton. Jack Hazelton. He couldn't go with the puck. He chipped it into the corner. They try and walk it out in front as Hazelton kept it in at the line. Hazelton over there for Cameron Ryan, trying to find a lane to shoot the puck. He'll throw it at the goal. It gets knocked down by the London defender out in front and dumped down the ice. Late pass was broken up there as they tried to find McKay on that pass. McKay tries to get to the loose puck there on the other side, and it's going to get dumped back in past Maddox and into the Toros end. Back in behind the goal, Maddox will take his time, getting pressured on there in behind the goal as Thompson tries to chip it past Rusler. In the left corner, Sabrizi trying to get away. He's got to get around Jones as well, taking off his feet. And McKay comes back up the other way. We're going to get our first penalty for hooking, and it'll be Cameron Ryan on that hook, holding up Duncan. So it'll be a London power play to start things off here in the first period. Draw off to the left of Brett Foreman. Getting one there by the Toros. Menko will take it behind the net. Went over his stick as he tries to dig it free and behind the goal. Thomas Menko still working on that loose puck as they try and kill it off. Up there for Jack Cannon. He's going to sweep it out of the zone and out. Back there for Petrovic. Petrovic with a lead pass. Went onto the stick there. Petrovic. Duncan dumps it into the corner. That goes in behind the net there for Menko, who's going to try and find a lane and slap it down. And it gets kept in by Jones at the line. That shot is going wide of the goal. And kept in there from number 11, who couldn't shoot the puck as they try and walk it out in front. That pass is right at the side of the goal, and they score. No! What a big stop there by Thompson at the side of the net. Looked like he tapped that in, but Foreman was able to make the stop. Was it? That was a big opportunity for Thompson at the side of the net. He had redirection on his mind there, and it went right off the post. You know, the goaltender gets his luck, and so far the luck is on the side of Brett Foreman as that tip at the side of the net went off the post area, and 8:11 left to go here in period number 1 as Fulton goes back in his own end. Fulton gets taken off his feet. Sabrizi trying to get in there, dumps it in, kicks the side there with a blocker hand in behind the goal. As they try and move it up through center, late pass. Here comes McKay on a breakaway. Blocker stop there by Foreman. A huge save there by Brett Foreman as they stop McKay on the breakaway and keeps this game at 0-0 as Jones holds it in at the line. Trying to dig that free to the other side for Fulton. Fulton coming into the zone, winding up, and decided against it, takes it behind the goal. He's got McKay sitting at the front. They try it. A right pass stop. What a left pass stop there by Foreman. And down the ice that goes. It's going to go. Not enough for it. Actually, there's still 8 seconds left on the penalty to Cameron Ryan. Connor Cole trying to dig the puck out of the corner. Some great opportunities so far for London that haven't made it to the back of the net, as Foreman is so far showing that he's bringing his A game. Hazelton dumps it back in behind the net. Toros pass their first test, killing off the penalty to Cameron Ryan. Trying to dig that puck out is Aiden Howard in that left corner. And the defenseman moves it up there for Arnold out of his reach. And slides down the ice. Maddox has got a hustle. He's got his number 10 on him. Fired past number 7 and down. Black band on it. Black tried for that late pass. It got broken up there. Aiden Howard tries to walk it out of front, and he got taken off his feet. They're still in behind the goal. Thompson trying to move it up through center, and here comes the opportunity to move it up. That's going past Arnold, and it's going to be into the corner, and it just crossed the line before Arnold could catch up to it. It's icing coming back into the London end. Draw off to the left of the goal. Quick shot is going to make it wide of the net. They try and dig it out of the corner. Everybody's digging on the loose puck, trying to get it free as they try for the wraparound out of front. And it just went over the stick there at Parker Rusler. Kept in by Davidson at the line. He opened up the scoring in the North Toronto win. And he's in there looking for more with Rusler. James Davidson dumps it into the corner for Sabrizi, trying to get away with Rusler. Late pass to the side. Duncan with a late pass. Too far past McCarty down the ice. And it's an icing call. Another draw coming off to the left of the Toros London net. Stripped out of center. Gage Ford trying to hold off McKay, who comes in. McKay had it stripped off his stick. Comes back into the zone. Petrovic puts it back into the zone. As it goes behind the net, McKay trying to strip it off the puck. Sabrizi trying to get away and get it out of the corner as McKay's able to come up with that loose puck, trying to throw it out in front, and the pass in front of goal, thrown at the net, wide. Jones trying to wind up from the line, shot stopped there by Foreman as he saw that shot right into the goal from Jones from the blue line. There'll be another draw coming off to the right of the Toros, and Thoreau with a nice play to chip it out. He had the insurance goal last night against North Toronto. Gage Ford trying to chip it out. Chipped away. They've got Arnold going to the net as well. Shot, stop there. Rebound at the front and fired wide of the net. That was number 15, Simpson, that got stopped the first time, and then the rebound got fired wide. Perot with a lead pass up there for Hannon. Popped over his stick, and Taylor trying to get in there against Simpson here in front of us. Simpson and still digging away at it. Simpson was big on that puck to dump it back in. Hazelton back to the line for Maddox. Maddox trying to find a lane to dump it out, and he's trying to use the boards, picked off by Arnold at the boards area, and he dumps it behind the goal. Trying to throw it out of front as number 10 couldn't shoot the puck, and that was Hoekstra who shot it at the goal. Opportunity to go now. Backhand shot got stopped there by Foreman from the right side of the net. Taylor spins away from the check, going for a lead pass up through center, and Hannon will find it on the other side. Jack Hannon trying to get away. Overstated the puck. McCarty with a backhand. Couldn't get it up through center. There's Jackman trying to get away. It's a loose puck picked up by Aiden Howard at center. Aiden Howard into the zone. Shot. And it just missed. He was going for the top shelf. It went over the left post.
Shoot high! Shoot high!
Toros are going to take the draw as that shot just went over the net into the netting, so it'll be a draw just outside the London line. Menko trying to get it away from McKay there at the Toros bench. Whacking away at it as well as Simpson. Simpson took about 3 or 4 whacks at it to try and dump it out. Menko's in there along with Connor Cole. Finally comes free to the white jersey Toro, and it's number 91, Aiden Howard, trying to get around the check for the opportunity. Throw into that at front. Stopped it by Stain at the front. Rebound at the front. Another stop there by Stain. That was Stain's first real test of the game, and he kicked that aside with a right pad. And London come back up the other way. Picked up that center. Edjo is going to turn it over at center to Logan Jackman coming in. He had to get around Simpson for the opportunity and couldn't do it. And now it is dumped back in here to James Davidson in his own end. Up there for Jackman, trying to get away from the check of Simpson. Just dumps it into the corner. Goes off on his line change. Jones will take it behind his own net. Jones with some nice moves to try and lead the breakout at center. Moves it over there for Fulton. He's going to get perked on by Parker Rusler to the other side. Sear trying to find a lane to dump it out. Couldn't do it. Number 10 is able to pick up the loose puck and try for the wraparound out of front. As that is McNamara. McNamara was able to put it behind the net. Jones. Jones with the backhand up through center. Nice play to knock that down, but the Toros get the loose puck. Up there for Sabrizi. He's got to get around Pekovic for an opportunity. Shot. Stopped there by Stain. He was up against the right post to make the stop. And now McNamara tries to get it out. Couldn't do it. Sabrizi in behind the goal. Jones getting the loose puck. We're approaching the last minute of play. Of period number 1 of a scoreless tie. And London have had the majority of the opportunities in the game, especially on the power play. But Brett Foreman came up with some huge stops, including that save off McKay on a breakaway. Ford back in behind the net. Gage Ford trying to chip it around the boards. That's going to get kept in by Perkovic. And McCarty bailed him out. Thrown at the net. Over the stick there of McCarty. Trying to get to the loose puck now is Rizzler. He's got to get around the check of Black, and he'll just dump it into the corner. Smart play there by Parker Rusler to dump it right in behind the net. And now we are going to be in the last minute of play of the first period. Turned over to Taylor, trying to throw it at the net, and couldn't do it as it got steered aside by Stain. Lead pass up through center. Into the zone he comes, and that's Thompson into the zone, dumping it in behind the net. Right in behind the goal. Fulton gets it for Thompson. They've got McCarty sitting at the front. Shot scores! And that was Thompson's goal as he fired it over the glove hand of Foreman to make it 1-0. Taylor wins the draw. Goal comes in the last minute of play going to Thompson, and moving it back up through center over the stick of Fulton and into the zone. Hazelton trying to find a lane off the glass. As they try to get around Simpson and Hannon, Jack Hannon had to get around Black as well. He'll dump it deep into the London zone and behind the net, where Black tries to ring it around. And the opportunity to come now is McKay. McKay to the other side for Fulton. Fulton trying to catch up to it against Thomas Menko into the corner. Fulton throws it at the net. Nobody there but a white jersey. And now it'll be McKay trying to get to the loose puck, driven into the boards by Davidson. That'll be the end of period number 1. A late goal by Simpson has London up by 1 to go to the second period. Off to start period number 2. Smith will take the draw. Now it's going to be Arnold to take it. Hannon trying to come into the zone and chip it past McNamara as we start period number 2. It goes behind the net as the Toros try and get to the loose puck. That's going to be Perot trying to go back down for Taylor. Taylor at a front shot. Stopped it by Stain, who stayed up against that shot right in close against Trent Taylor. Nice play by London to try and get it out of their zone. Perot's going to pick it off though. Goes to the other side as they try and find a lane to move it up there for McNamara. McNamara to the other side for Smith. Smith coming in at center, getting guarded on by 2 Toros. Still gets a shot away. Right past up from Foreman, and he'll come out behind his own net to cover it up and take another draw. A draw coming off to the right of Brett Foreman. It'll be Connor Cole to take the draw. Jackman tries to get it out, can't get it past Jones at the line as he fires it in behind the net. Simpson and McCarty are behind the goal. That'll be Simpson in behind the net, trying to walk it out of front with some nice moves. Moves it back to the other side as they've got Simpson trying to get the puck out in front to him. McCarty spinning out of the corner. He's about to take the shot. It goes into the corner. And Simpson tries to get to the loose puck. Toros come away with it, trying to find a lane to dump it in, and they will. Connor Cole going to the net. Takes it into the corner, tried to dig it free. Aiden Howard tried to help him out. Jackman trying to keep it in the zone. And it'll be an opportunity here for Connor Cole to give it to Jackman. Jackman back to the line, shot, stopped it by Stain, and no rebound out in front. Connor Cole take the offensive draw up to the right of Stain. And it'll be 15 around the board. That's going to be a penalty coming up here to London. So it'll be the Toros' first power play coming up. This one is going to go to Fulton on the hit in the corner. So the Toros have to try and connect on their power play to tie things up here. And it's going to be a draw coming off to the left. Connor Cole to take that draw as he tries to win it versus Simpson. That's behind the net, ringing it around the boards. Knocked down there by Sabrizi, trying to walk it out of front. Connor Cole. There's Connor Sear at the line. Sear over there for Ford as the Toros move it around well. Back down low for Jackman as they try and find a lane to shoot the puck. Right back to Jackman again. Logan Jackman trying to spin away from the check of Hoekstra, puts it behind the net. Connor Cole trying to walk it out of front, and Jones gets the opportunity to clear. Not going to happen. And another opportunity for Black to clear, and that's going over the stick of Connor Sear. Gage Ford is going to back him up though and move it up through center. Gets away from the check with a nice backhand pass. Jackman trying to get in with a shot. Right pass stopped there from Stain. Kick to the side, and Black goes into the corner trying to get it out. Aiden Howard will be on the loose puck trying to set something up at the front. Jackman, side of the net. Couldn't shoot it on the backhand. Toes all over on this power play, just can't connect yet. And now the opportunity to clear for Simpson. Simpson uses the boards down the ice as McKay tries to turn on the Jets in behind the goal short-handed. The collision in behind the goal, and McKay was the one that went in first in behind the goal. And we got an injured player in the corner. It's McKay after falling awkwardly in behind the net. On a call to take the offensive draw versus Smith, and it'll get won by London and tipped out of the zone. Getting it up there for McCarty trying to get in. Tip past him. And now Jackman tries to race to the loose puck. Logan Jackman in the zone, taking off his feet. Goes in behind the goal. It's in behind the net there as they try and turn it over. Jones trying to get rid of the puck. Moves it up through center. Right onto the tape there. Nice drop pass. Quick shot. That goes wide of the net. As they try and set up McCarty from the line. Picked up by Sabrizi. Sabrizi couldn't go with it. Now Duncan with some nice moves at center. Duncan leading the rush. Moves it to the other side for McCarty. Couldn't shoot it on the forehand. Kept up by Simpson though. Simpson a shot. That gets blocked there in the mid area of Gage Ford. And he feels that one as he's starting to bend over it in front of the Toros net. Sabrizi trying to get it out. He'll move it up there for Parker Rizzler just out of his reach and off the shaft of his stick. There's Simpson, and it's going to be a penalty coming up here to London for the headshot. It'll be a third straight power play coming up here to the Toros as the penalty goes to Jones. Taylor trying to backhand it in. That'll be Black finding a lane to dump it down into the corner. Right back in behind the net. As they try and move it up there for Menko. Menko starts it from his own end. Thomas Menko will dump it the rest of the way in behind the London goal. Black trying to be there first to dump it out. Jack Cannon's on him, trying to get it free. And it gets kept in by Davidson at the line with a nice play to get it for Taylor. Trent Taylor, again back for Davidson. Trying to hold it in, can't do it. Gets chipped past him. Swept back into the zone. The Toros were offside. Black gets the opportunity to clear, and he'll dump it down the ice. It's going to go right in on goal to Foreman, who's going to cover it up and then shovel it off to the side. Davidson will pick it up in behind the goal. Davidson drops it there for Taylor as he tries to lead it up. Gets it up there for Perot. Nicholas Perot trying to start a 2-on-2 rush. Gets in the zone. Perot, shot. Right pass stop there from Stain, who kicked out the right pad. And there's Perot trying to get to the loose puck and set things up. Perot back to the line for Maddox. He'll find Jack Cannon right down low from the face-off circle. Perot trying to keep it in that zone. And another hit there at center as Maddox was taken off his feet. Getting away now is Hannon. Hannon has Perot at the net. Shot. Stain made the blocker hand save. Perot in behind the net as he tries to get Taylor in behind the goal. Taylor trying to spin away from the check. Gets it for Perot from the face-off circle. He's going to drop pass for Jack Hazelton. Toros move it around well. Perot takes a shot, and it doesn't make it through. And London come back the other way with Arnold. Arnold on a 2-on-1 with McKay. Arnold's shot is stopped there by Brett Foreman, who stood up on that short-ended opportunity. 10 seconds left to go here in the second period. Lead pass up through center for Jackman was out of his reach. That'll do it for period number 2. We got a whistle there. So we will have one more face-off before we end the second period. We have 0.9 seconds left to go here in the second. London up by 1 as the Toros have had their chances, especially on the power plays. They had 3 of them that they just couldn't convert on. It'll be a draw just outside the blue line. And 1 there by the Toros. And as mentioned, that'll do it for period number 2. We've got 1 more period left to go, or more, for this semifinal Sunday between the Toros and London. Joseph has trying to start the third. There goes McNamara into the zone. McNamara's shot. That's going wide of the net. First one trying to get to the loose puck there was Smith. And got some help there with Arnold, who backhanded it behind the net. As Hoekstra tried to get to the loose puck. Turned over to Jackman. Jackman dropped pass there for Connor Cole to try and get away. Cole taking it to the net. And he got taken off his feet as Joe was able to stay with him. Kept in there by Ford at the line. Gage Ford a shot. Couldn't make it through. Connor Cole at the front. Fires it just through the crease area. What an opportunity there for Connor Cole. Opportunity for Jackman now. Fires it high into the netting and over the net. Draw off to the left of the goal. One there by the Toros. Sear trying to chip it out. Couldn't do it. And now the opportunity to go. Sabrizi lost the stick. Lead pass up their center. Trying to get away now is McCarty. Stepped off his stick. And there goes Duncan into the corner. Duncan trying to throw it out in front. Duncan goes back to the line for Petrovic with a shot. Opportunity to shoot the puck. Backhands there from Duncan out in front. Turned over. Ruzler trying for a lead pass up their center. Sabrizi trying to get away from Eggleton into the zone. Picking off his feet. And now back the other way. Here comes the opportunity for McCarty. McCarty dropping it for Duncan. They've got Thompson joining the rush as well. There's a pass for Thompson as it goes into the corner. Throwing it out in front. Here comes McCarty. Backhand shot. Couldn't get it to the net. As that was hit by a Toro out in front of the goal. That's going to get kept in by Perkovic at the line. Perkovic puts it right back down low as they try and walk it out in front. Duncan has a man sitting out in front of the goal in the pass. Got broken up smartly by the defenseman out in front and then picked up by Foreman in the blue crease. A draw coming off to the right of the goal. Taylor's going to take it versus Simpson. And into the corner that goes around the boards. Fulton trying to keep it in there. And Fulton was able to start something up. Fulton has McKay out in front. Some nice moves. Fulton goes into the corner. Fulton started the rush. Dropped it out in front. Opportunity going over the stick. And that goes right back down low for McKay. McKay dumps it in behind the net as they try and find the lane. There's Perot on the other side. Perot's going to use the boards to dump it down past Kustra and down the ice for an icing call. Big important draw coming up to the right here of Foreman. Smith tries to win it and he does. Back to the line for Hoekstra, who fires it back into the corner. Went over the stick of Arnold. Sear trying to dig it out of the corner. Connor Sear up with the loose puck, trying to find a lane off the boards, and it got kept in momentarily. Here comes Jack Cannon the other way, but Smith is coming back nicely to block him off as it goes in behind the net. Sear's going to try and keep that in at the line. Fires it in to the corner. Perot trying to walk it out in front. He's got a man sitting out in front of the goal, and he couldn't find him. Perot still digging on the loose puck. Kept in by Sear at the line. Shot from the line. Going wide of the net. There's Hannon trying to get to the loose puck. Rings it around the boards for Perot as Sear makes his way back to his feet at the blue line. Connor Sear trying to get to the loose puck first. Got taken off his feet there in the Torzan. Perot with a loose puck shot. Fires it just wide. Another rebound up front. Opportunity shot over the stick. What an opportunity there. Shot thrown at the net. Hannon trying to get to it. Throws it on net and it's stopped there by Stain. But it's going to be another penalty coming up here. And it's going to go again to London. So a fourth straight power play coming up here for the Toros. A job coming off to the left of the goal. Toros keeps getting their chances. The power plays it and Howard's taken off his feet. And now he's got to try and make his way back up. And he will. Trying to get it out. Sear keeps it in at the line. Shot. Hit to the front. Just rolled through past the right post. And now it comes around. Ford trying to keep it in. Couldn't do it as it crashed into the London bench. 2-on-1 the other way. Sear trying to hold off Duncan. Duncan shot. Stopped there by Foreman, who made the stop. A draw off to the right of Foreman. Going in behind the net. Connor Cole pick up the loose puck in behind the goal. Try and start the breakout on the power play. Cole starting it from his own end. Getting around Fulton into the zone. Connor Cole stuffing it to the net. Trying to walk it out of front. Goes back to the line for Davidson. Davidson a shot. Stopped there by Stain. Actually, it was blocked by a London defender out in front. And not cleared out. Nice play by Nick Perot. Held it in. Shot. Blocked there by Perkovic out in front. Big block there by Perkovic to stop that puck at the front of the goal. Sabrizi trying to put the brakes on and get away from the check in the corner. And back to the line it goes to Perot. It went over his stick. Connor Cole will pick it at center, move it to the other side for Davidson. Jackman tries to chip it in, and now London just got to clear it up at center. Picked up by Perot, into the zone, drop pass for Jackman. Jackman had it swept off his stick, and now Menko will pick it up on the other end. Thomas Menko with a lead pass, right onto the tape of Jackman. Coming up in, Jackman slap shot. That got blocked, went into the corner. 20 seconds left to go on the power play for the Toros. Kept in there at the line, trying to throw it at the net. That's going to go back to Menko. Menko for Sabrizi, a shot. That went high and wide over the goal. And now there's 10 seconds left on the power play. Perot with the puck, and it's going to be a Toros penalty coming up here now. So after this penalty to London is over, it'll be a power play for 1:58 for London. And they've still got the 1-0 lead from the late goal in the first period by Simpson. And Cameron Ryan's the one that's getting the penalty there for the Toros. Taylor will take this draw just inside the line. It is a 4-minute penalty to Cameron Ryan. So now it's 3:58 left to go on that penalty. That shot goes in there for Stain for the stop. Taylor to take the draw off to the right of the goal. Trent Taylor lost the draw, goes beyond the net. Perkovic rings it around the boards there for Duncan. Duncan trying to get it out, moving it up through center into the zone. Late pass for McCarty, who takes the pass, takes it into the zone. McCarty was blocked off nicely. Out front for Thompson trying to shoot the puck. He puts the brakes on there. Thompson setting it up from the line. He'll find Hoekstra from the blue line as they try and walk it out of front. Duncan again. Duncan back for Hoekstra as they try and move it around in the corner. That backhand went out of front. It's in behind the goal there for McCarty trying to throw it out of front. Taylor on the loose puck. Trent Taylor dumps it down the ice. First one there trying to be is Sabrizi, but Hoekstra beat him to the puck. Hoekstra rings it around the boards as they try and find a lane to move that puck up through center. Picked up there by Duncan at center. He'll dump it into the zone. Right back in behind the Toros net as Thompson tries to beat the one to the loose puck and dumped away down the ice. Actually, I believe it was Thompson that scored the first goal for London. Whoever it was a nice shot right to the top shelf. That's the only goal we've got so far. Rosler at center, dumps it in. Stopped there by Stain with a stick. Kicks it into the corner. As the Toros try and keep it in the London zone shorthanded. They've got to kill off this 4-minute penalty to Cameron Ryan. As that puck is stuck in the corner, we get another face-off. And that draw is going to take place just outside the blue line. And it gets won there by Thompson. Back to the other side as they try and move it up through center. Leading it into the zone up there for Fulton. As it goes beyond the net, Davidson trying to beat Thompson on the loose puck in behind the goal. Thompson relentless on the loose puck. Thompson a shot, stopped it by Foreman. And it's in the net. It's kicked in though, as that sort of the net was off first. Foreman made the stop, and then the rebound went into the back of the net, but the net came off its borings, which is why we still stay at 1-0. And it'll be a draw just outside the line. It'll be Thompson to take this draw versus Trent Taylor. One there by Thompson, right here in front of us. And there's Edjo dumping it back in, dumps it into the Toros bench and out of play. Face off right here in front of us. Here. Good to see him back after sliding into the net to break up a 2-on-1. Connor Shear trying to hold off McKay in the corner as that comes around. Eggleton's going to keep it in from the line. Eggleton a shot, caught there by Foreman. A draw coming off to the left of the goal. Back to the line for Eggleton. To the other side. Jones winds up with a shot. That gets blocked. And Connor Cole's got to chip it out. Up there for Howard. Aiden Howard into the zone. Trying to get around Arnold. Stripped off his stick. As the Toros try and keep it in, and they do. Connor Cole does. Cole got to get around Eggleton into the corner. as he tries to find it out in front. Goes behind the net. And now London gets the opportunity to move it out right onto the tip of James Davidson. Howard had to get back on side. Shot was easily stopped. And kind of handled awkwardly there by Stain, but it doesn't matter how you stop him as long as you do. And Cole is going to clear it out. Jones, other side there for Perkovic. Arnold with a pass. Perkovic at center. Perkovic will put it back into the Toros end. 40 seconds left to go on the 4-minute penalty to Cameron Ryan. And Jones kept it in at the line. As they try and walk it out of front, Menko's trying to do some damage in the corner. Menko's trying to hold them there, and he will. Nice play to hold off Thompson in the right corner. It'll be another draw coming off to the right with 3 minutes exactly left to go here in the game. And 29 seconds left on the penalty to Cameron Ryan. Taylor gets one there by London, kept in by Perkovic from the line. Setting up Duncan on the other side. Duncan moving it around, trying to find Jones at the line. And Hazelton will get the loose puck and tip it out. Taylor couldn't tip it out. Throwing at the net and dump down the ice. That's going to roll right into Stain to make the stop. And as he sees Taylor hustling at the goal, he'll hold it for another face-off. Now 6 seconds left to go here on the 4-minute penalty to Ryan. And a face-off in the London end, so the Toros might have killed this one off. Maddox dumps it back in. So they've done the first part of their job. Now the second part of the job is they have to try and break up the shutout by Stain. Into the zone comes Arnold. Arnold drops it off as Jackman and Taylor trying to get to the loose puck. Taylor along with Jackman and Perot. Jackman into the zone. Shot. Stop there with the right pad of Stain as Jackman goes into the corner as Taylor tries to walk it out of front. Jackman trying to dig it out of there. Taylor throws it at the net. Nobody there to take the pass. Jackman tried to find Perot out of front. Picked away there by London and dumped down the ice. Hazelton trying to hold up Arnold, and he does. Jack Hazelton into the zone with some nice moves. Comes in over the blue line now. Finally lost it. And back up the other way comes Simpson. Simpson turning on the speed, but Maddox is catching up to him. Simpson backhand shot. Kicked aside there by Foreman. Puck's in behind the goal. McKay trying to walk it out of front. Toros get the loose puck, ring it around for Jackman. And Foreman, no doubt, is going to be heading to the bench for the extra attacker anytime soon. Edjo back in his own end. Fires it off the board. Sears got a hustle on the loose puck, and he does. Pick it in behind the goal. Chipped into the corner. Kept in there by Duncan. Duncan throwing it at the net. Out in front for McKay. He couldn't shoot it as he was taken off his feet. But McKay is still trying to find the puck, and he lies on it out in front of the net to get the whistle. Face off just inside the line, getting one there by London. Dumped in, high stick, and that got high sticked in their own end. So it's going to come all the way back down into the London end, and that could be the break the Toros are looking for, because Foreman could be going to the bench for the extra attacker. And Jackman just said, keep your eyes on me, and I'll tell you when you're coming to the bench for the extra attacker. Arnold trying to move it back to the line as they move it up there for Duncan. Duncan up there for Thompson, and he's onside. Thompson back in at the net for Duncan out of his reach. Toros trying to get to the loose puck and couldn't. Shot, right pad stop. Rebound out of front for Arnold. Trying to shoot it. Rolled at the net wide of the goal. First one there, Connor Cole trying to get it out. Cole with the puck up there for Sabrizi trying to get away. There goes Foreman to the bench for the extra attacker. 30 seconds left to go. London up by one. Rings it around the boards. Cameron Ryan keeping it in. Trying to get it and couldn't. Dump down the ice. And that might go for icing. Is it going to have enough muscle to go? It will go for an icing call. And 17 seconds left to go. A face-off in the London end. This is coming right down to the end. There'll be a draw off to the left of Stain, taken by Connor Cole. It's got to be a one draw and a quick shot if the Toros want to try and get some opportunities here. There's that one draw. Try to get kept in at the line. Not going to happen. And it'll be an open net for Fulton to shoot at. Fulton shot. Goes wide off the side of the net. But there's 5 seconds left. Thrown out in front. That's behind the net. And that's going to do it for the game. The London Junior Knights are going to advance to the championship. A heartbreaker for the Toros. It was a late goal in the first period by London that gave them this 1-0 win, but the Toros stuck with it right to the end with a great tournament. They just got knocked off by 1 goal here in the game, and now London will play the winner of North Toronto and Mississauga, which is coming up in a little bit on the Rink 5, I believe. I am the voice of MJ Broadcasting, Mike Jackman. The next Toros game will be Saturday when they play Northumberland. It's back to regular season for the Clarington Toros.